Good evening. Hope you've all had a lovely day. It's very sunny again today. I'm just setting up. I'll be with you in a moment. Tins again today, dining room chair and a worktop, so somewhere you've got that you can use to balance if necessary. Okay, I won't be a moment. That's it. So it's past. I'm going to get started. Dining room chair. Hope you've all had a good day. I did a bit of a brief run. All went wrong when my little one fell in a very muddy puddle, got very upset, so we had to cycle home. Hope you haven't had such exciting adventures today. Hi, Stu. Right, so I'm just going to move so hopefully you can all see. So we're going to start with a bit of exaggerated shoulder shrugging, so nice big circles, standing nice and tall. Lower tummy, just to hold yourself in a nice posture. Really exaggerate that shoulder roll movement. So you're getting those shoulder blades moving around the back of the ribs, the upper arm, you're going to start bringing into the movement and get those joints lubricated. They're called the GH joints, glenohumeral joint, just here where your upper arm comes into the top of the body. So just going to get that all moving and warm the muscles up and try and bring everything back and stretch it out a bit, ready for some upper body exercises. So none of these exercises should cause you any pain. They shouldn't bring any symptoms on. I'm just going to raise you up because I feel like I'm talking down to you and you're all looking at my nose. Hopefully that's a bit better. So these exercises should not provoke any symptoms, should not give you any pain. If you get anything you're unused to or it's new, please don't hesitate. If it continues, to contact me, info@stonehengeosteopath.co.uk. I'm quite happy to answer any queries and see if I'm moving on. We're going to do some neck. We've done shoulders. So looking to your right, looking over your shoulder, you'll feel maybe some noisy bits popping and clicking in the back of the neck. Looking forward, looking to the left. It's very common for people to feel more tight on one side than the other. Looking forward, dropping the chin. Just going to roll your chin. So you're going left and right in a slow, comfortable pace. Just stretching those muscles out, getting those joints moving that are in the neck. Okay, so lastly we're just going to put our hands by our ears and get our upper back moving. So we're going to do big circles in the air. If that creates a bit of discomfort or dizziness, then just turn. So just using your upper body and driving through with your elbows, so you're putting movement through your thoracic spine and your ribs, keeping your hips facing forward. The circle, then do that, but that can make some people feel a bit dizzy. So if that's uncomfortable, then just doing slowly turning left to right. Okay, so we're going to move to the worktop. Just going to change the angle. I haven't got the things. Stand as close or as far away as you need to. If you feel like you want a bit of support, stand a little bit closer if you don't feel that strong. If you feel like you want a challenge, step your feet further away. A little bit of tension through your tummy, so you keep yourself in a nice straight line when you're doing this. And we're basically doing press-ups against the worktop. A little bit less stressful than trying to do a full press-up on the floor, but can be quite effective at maintaining or improving strength in the upper body. So take a position. We're going to do 10. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're trying to get your chest almost to the side of the worktop. 8, 9, 10, and you'll feel that a little bit in the upper body and the upper arm. So to make that slightly harder, you would take a break and then you might go back and try another 5 or another 10. Okay, hi Moya. So over time that will improve muscle tone and hopefully not aggravate any discomfort going on in the shoulders. And also, because you're working your core in all these exercises, I want you to hold a little bit of tension through your lower tummy, so you can still breathe nicely, but it just is adding to good posture, working those muscles around the pelvis and your torso. Okay, so we're going to get our weights. We're going to move on from the sitting again, so I'm sort of alternating sitting and standing at the moment. So we're not going to sit. I'm not going to sit today. If you feel you want to sit down, feel very welcome to. I'm going to stand. So you've got your beans or your tins of chickpeas and rice pudding. And we're going to do shoulder press. Just make sure there's a room above your head. And you're just going to lift the tins above your head to meet. Perhaps don't clank them together. So from the side, it should be meeting straight above your head, not in front of, but just nice and tall above your head. So again, you're going to be aiming for 10. I think I've probably done about 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, you would have a break. You put your weights down, let the blood come back to the muscles, relax a bit, and then you'd pick them up and do another 10. So you'd be we're working on to increasing sets. Problem is, if I do that in this session, we're going to be here for about 40-50 minutes. So in your own time, on like tomorrow evening, you might want to give it a go through the exercises again, but duplicate them all. So you do 2 rounds of each one. Okay, so you go back and do shoulder raise and get shoulder press again. We're now moving on to front raise. So you're going to have your backs of your hands on the tops of the tin looking at the ceiling. So you're stood nice and tall, feet about hip width apart, nice bracing through your tummy a little bit so you're nice and straight and tall, and you're just lifting the tins up in front of you. So these are working the upper back and the top of the shoulders. So again, we're going to aim for 10. A nice calm pace. You take it to about shoulder height, as long as that's not causing you any pain or discomfort. So that's 9, 10. If you find that you can get to a certain point and then it becomes uncomfortable, just take it to the point before it becomes uncomfortable. So maybe you get to sort of 60 degrees instead of 90, but work within your level of comfort. Okay. Next we're going to do lateral raise. So we're going to go to the sides. So standing, feet hip width apart, nice bit of bracing through your lower torso, thumbs pointing to the ceiling. You're just going to lift your arms to the side. So this is working the top of the shoulder and a bit lower down the back. So just below the shoulder, bottom of the shoulder blades. And they're all nice postural muscles for giving you strength against gravity to pull you upright in a nice taller position. So that should be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Then so again, you would put them down, have a break, shake things out, and then repeat. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that today, but you're very welcome to continue. So moving on, I'm going to do some pelvic muscle work. Getting to the worktop again. Going to think like a ballerina. So standing to the side, I'm facing you onto the side, but you're going to stand side onto the worktop, so that you know the worktop's there for the balance. You don't do this letting go of that. Standing nice and tall, you're going to take your leg out to the side. Okay, so you're aiming for 45 degrees. You should feel it around the buttock and maybe a little bit in the top of the thigh. We're not going off to the front, because that will strengthen very strong lateral muscles of the thigh. We want to get the lateral glutes working, so that they're giving added support to your thigh when you're walking. So we're doing 10. 4, 5, 6. So if you wanted to make it a bit harder, you might not touch the floor. If you wanted to take it a bit easier, you might just momentarily hesitate on the floor. Okay, I think that's at least 10. So turning to the other side, standing side on. Again, I'm aiming for slightly behind me. So pointing the toe, keeping your body nice and upright. A little bit of tension through your abs, through your lower tummy muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just going to walk out that little bit, so get the muscles warmed down again, because that's quite stiff for me today. So lastly, for the strength training today, we're going to work on your calf muscles, so we're working on stability and strength of the ankles. So this is all taking part in giving you good sturdy movement when you're walking on uneven surfaces. So I'm going to do 5 on both feet and 5 on the left and 5 on the right. You can do 10 on both feet if you want to, or do 10 on one side and 10 on the other, whichever you prefer, but I'm just demonstrating the 2 options. Okay, so standing, feet about hip width apart, we're going to do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then taking my weight onto my left foot, just touching the back of my heel. So it makes it a bit harder doing it on one foot because all your body weight is going through that leg. 3, 4, 5, change feet. Same again this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes against all my drama training, standing my back to the camera. So we're moving on to stretching, so I'm just going to lower the computer down. Hi Becky, hope you're doing these exercises. Just bring you down to the floor. So we're just stretching out now, so find a comfortable spot, either the bed or the floor, if you're comfortable getting up and down off the floor. Lying on your back, just bringing your knees up to your chest, and just going to let your knees relax against your body. You can bring your hands onto the back of the thigh rather than the top of the knee, especially if you get any knee aches or pains. Hands behind the thigh, behind the knee, and you may feel a stretch in the low back. Just let your back relax into that. So you can, you can hold this for 30 seconds, 40 seconds if you want, but I would hold it at least 15 seconds. It can take a moment or two for the muscles just to accept the stretch. And then you're going to put your feet down, put your arms out to the sides, let your knees drop, keep your knees what we call stacked, where they're on top of each other, and then turn your head so you're facing the opposite way, and you'll feel a stretch around the side of the back, maybe you've built it into the top of the buttock. Your knees up, and let your knees drop to the side. The same again, and then turn your head. Okay, so you're holding 10-15 seconds, a bit longer if you've got the time and you find it quite a nice stretch. None of these should hurt or cause you any discomfort. Okay, so coming up, I'm going to do stretching out the back of the calf. So standing nice and tall, use the back of the chair if you want the balance. So hands on the back of the chair, take a nice deep lunge stretch, so straight leg at the back, so you should feel the stretch here, pushing your heel into the floor, so straight leg at the back, bent knee at the front, so you're kind of taking your body away from your heel. You should feel a nice stretch down the lower part of the leg. Again, you'd hold this for sort of 15 seconds or so. That's quite a nice stretch to do if you go for any long walks or hilly walks. So if you get out and about and you're walking for more than sort of 20 minutes or so, especially if there's any hills in it, and you get home, a couple of these stretches would be quite nice just to stretch out the low back and the muscles in the back and the back of the legs. So again, you're holding that for about 15 seconds. And we do a chest stretch. So standing nice and tall, hands on your bottom, bring your elbows back. You're aiming to bring them together, but that's not, you're not necessarily going to be able to do that. It's just to stretch out the front of the chest. So nice and tall, chin in, give yourself double chin. And that just helps stretch out what you've been doing around your upper body. Okay, so we're going to do, lastly, a bit of balance work. So we're going to work as we've done the last few nights. We're doing 2. We're going to do standing on one leg, which is just straightforward balance. And then we're going to add a hip hike. So you're going to do balancing with a bit of muscle training. Okay, so to start with, as I've said each night, if this is okay, you've got your eyes open and you're looking in front, and that doesn't make you kind of wobble all over the place, and you feel comfortable with that, then try the next stage where you just have your hands lightly rested on the worktop or on the back of the chair and lift your foot up. How does that feel? If you lift your hands, Can you stay like that without too much effort for a few seconds, or are you kind of working really hard, legs going, foot's wobbling? It's better barefoot actually, really good true test of balance. If that's okay, take your hands off. Ooh, I wasn't prepared for that. Take your hands off, give it a go. Just make sure you know that that's there if you need it. Change feet, lift your foot. Again, see how you get on. You may just want to have the light fingertip touch. This balance exercise is very nice to do when you're cleaning your teeth, waiting for the kettle to boil. Any of these standing ones, like the lateral leg raise, are all great for waiting for the kettle to boil. When you've got a bit of dead time, when you're not doing an awful lot, and you might as well do something productive. Right, so that's the balancing on one leg. Next we're going to do balancing on one leg with a hip hike. So I'm going to stand on my left leg and let my hip drop. So your hip pokes out to the side. So as you can see, I'm wonky at the pelvis. Now I'm going to use the muscles here to lift my hip so I'm balanced. And then drop. So this is a hip hike. In this instance, it's more about technique than doing 25. So what you're looking for is nice balance and being able to bring your hip up to bring your hips level, your pelvis level. So you might do 4 or 5 really good ones, and then if you start struggling balance wise, you may stop, change feet, and repeat on the other side. So stick your hip out and then lift. Okay, so it's more about technique than doing hundreds of repetitions in this instance. Okay, so these muscles around the hips and the pelvis that we've been working, so gluteal muscles, lower abs, balance, are all great for a good foundation for any other exercise you want to do on top. So if you're doing more strenuous, demanding exercise, these are really nice exercises just to give you a good strong base and support your back. And also we've been working, so low back, glutes, thighs and calf. Lower limb stuff, lovely for building a foundation for maintaining or building on your fitness. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today. If you have, please like my Facebook page and share it if you find there's anybody, friends or family that you think it's very relevant to. And if you have any questions or feedback for me, please feel free to email me info@stonehengeosteopath.co.uk. Thank you very much, and I'll see you Saturday at 5:30.